Good evening, parents. I'm Liz Johnson, your children's web technologies teacher. I apologize for not being there in person with you this evening, but I wanted to give you a first-hand account of what your students are working on this semester. We meet one time per week, and what's important about this is that the students must use Moodle and check it frequently in order to know what assignments are posted for the week. So they have 1 week to complete all of their assignments. They go up on Thursday and they are due by Wednesday night at 11:55 p.m. So the students are well aware of this and they should be checking Moodle quite regularly for their assignments in this class, and they're always up there. Also, there is a weekly assignment that they have to do on top of all of the projects that we work on in this class. So it's a weekly podcast where they learn about different technologies that are happening, maybe new technologies that are coming out or in use. Sometimes they learn about technologies that are relevant in their lives. For instance, maybe 2 weeks ago, there was a podcast that they listened to about the voice of Siri. So they actually got to meet the person, quote unquote meet the person who is the voice of Siri, and I think a lot of them thought that that was pretty neat. But they listen to these different podcasts and then they post to an online discussion board any thoughts or reflections they had about what they learned in the podcast and how they can connect it to what we're learning in class. So we do that just about every week, and that's pretty consistent for the kids. So in our class this semester, what we'll be covering, of course, are web technologies. The idea is to expose the kids to what's happening technological wise in the back end for all of these sites that they access, or these tools that they access in their everyday lives. And so we started the first week just getting them used to just an orientation about technology and getting them used to Moodle. And then last week we did basic computing. So they learned about binary code, computer languages, the different parts of the computer. So we do a little bit of the guts of the technologies, and they get a little bit of that lingo going. And this week we're actually starting a podcasting project, which will last us about 3 weeks to come. And in this podcasting project, it's actually kind of twofold. So we're not only just talking and learning about how to produce a podcast, so that's the technological aspect of podcasting, but they also have sort of a research project folded into this podcast project where they have to research the content for their podcast. So what's pretty cool is we're gonna, over the next couple of weeks, watch a segment of Modern Marvels about 90s tech. So that may be familiar to some of you in your elementary school days. But we're gonna watch 90s tech, and they're gonna learn about the different technologies that kind of came to life or being in the 90s, like GPS, the evolution of the cell phone and TiVo and technologies like that. And what they're going to do is research what has happened to those technologies since, over the past 10 years, how they've changed, if the technologies have been replaced. And they're going to do a podcast sort of reporting about what has happened in the last 10 years to these technologies. So I'm really looking forward to that project with this group. And some of the other things that we'll probably do, I kind of let the vibe of the class, the vibe of the class guide what we do. So blogging is on the table, as well as learning more about digital citizenship and copyright law, copyleft law, and coding. So all of that is on the table, and we'll see how everything flows and how it goes with your kids. I'm having a blast with them. They're a great group, and if you have any questions, please give me a call or an email. Thank you.